What is up, everyone? I did not enjoy Jungle Cup. I like a lot of these limited metas because you can get away from all the Pokemon that are overused in the Open Great League meta. But Jungle Cup honestly feels more like Open Great League than Open Great League right now. Because there's just Lantern, Skarmory, Whiscash, Altaria everywhere. On top of that, Steelix has made a comeback, which is just awful. And then Vigoroth is on every single team, which is just super annoying. So I struggled quite a bit with finding a good, fun, and unique team to run, and I lost so much elo in the process. But luckily, that all ended when I found this team around Galarian Zapdos, which has just been so much fun to run. I even gained 200 rating in 5 sets, which got me back up over legend ranking. So this team has just done super well. Now I am running some, boring Pokemon as well in Lickitung and Clodsire. But Clodsire especially is just super flexible in this meta, which I think makes it very fun to run. And then Lickitung, Lickitung is spicy in this meta. Okay, I'm just saying it. Lickitung is spicy in this meta. I'm the only one running it, so it's a fun Pokemon, alright? It's a fun Pokemon. You may think I'm a little crazy for running Lickitung in the Vigoroth meta, and maybe I am, but I think what you think is crazy may actually just be brilliant, because this Pokemon is so underrated right now. This Pokemon is so underrated. It's very neutral into every single Pokemon that is not Vigoroth. And the great thing about having Lickitung on the lead is that a lot of people will use their Vigoroth as a safe switch. They switch it into your Lickitung, and then bam, you bring out Galarian Zapdos, you counter them down, okay? This team has worked brilliantly. It's definitely a team I can definitely recommend. I apologize for it having Galarian Zapdos. I know that's a difficult Pokemon to get, but if you don't have Galarian Zapdos, I think Heracross can work very well as well. I think in some scenarios, it's even better than Galarian Zapdos. And Heracross is in rage right now as Mega Heracross. So definitely, if you don't have that, go rate that, put it in the back instead, and it should be solid as well. Anyway, we've headed into the games. Game 1, very bad lead with Lickitung into Vigoroth. Obviously, not where I want to see it. Clodsire always going to be a pivot in this line. It's a pretty flexible Pokemon. Worst answers to it are like Quagsire, Whiscash, Skarmory, but Clodsire has played versus all of them, to be honest. My opponent here brought out the Shijui, which is fine. I can Stone Edge it twice, get a shield, lick down with my Lickitung now. I was never going to get switch advantage there, so no point in trying to go for it. Instead, I just saved 2 shields for my Galarian Zapdos. In the 2-to-1 shield scenario, Galarian Zapdos is super strong, so that's often where I try to get it if I have a bad lead. With 2-to-1 shield, I shoot super fine versus the Skarmory. Well, they did just take a shield with Vigoroth versus my Galarian Zapdos. But now that I have the energy lead versus Skarmory, I easily get the double close combat before they get the double sky attack. You get there either way, but now it's just even nicer. Don't have to take as many Steel Wings. Gonna throw a close combat straight away. I want to save health here, as I want to get as many counters off as possible versus the opposing Vigoroth. Bring it into potentially Body Slam range, but only get 4 counters. Doesn't bring him into a Body Slam range yet. I know one Power Whip does more than a Body Slam, and since I can't get the double Body Slam, that's just what I'm gonna go for right here. Go for the Power Whip. On good timing there in the middle of their counter, and now we're just gonna hope it's enough. It doesn't knock out the Vigoroth though, but 3 licks, knock it out, and we win that game. Absolutely insane match there. GG. Now, don't expect to win versus every single Vigoroth lead. Obviously, that's still a bad matchup. If they fully RPS you, that happens and you lose. But honestly, this team has, for me at least, quite a positive win rate versus Vigoroth. Well, I would say I'm slightly positive versus Vigoroth leads right now. So I would say the team is quite solid there. Anyway, our target has been acquired. We have a neutral lead. My opponent decided to switch out and bring in his Vigoroth, and we have Galarian Zapdos to answer that. Now, problem is, Galarian Zapdos still isn't like an insane counter to Vigoroth. I mean, look at how much damage. Look at how much damage that one Body Slam did. It's actually kind of insane. I'm deep into the red, but we have so much energy on my Zapdos now. I'm gonna try something here. I did 1 counter, then I waited a turn, then I threw my close combat. But the game has been kind of stuttery for me lately, and fast attack animations haven't really been like working correctly, so they actually end up getting a 3rd spark through, which means I go down. I really should have been able to get 2 close combats there, but either because the game didn't work, or maybe also been a user error. I'm actually not really sure at this point. But yeah, if I get that 1 turn wait, the 2nd spark would register before I throw my close combat, which means it registers before I drop my defenses, which means I should be able to get double close combat, but in this case, either I or the game failed and it just didn't happen. Still, I may be fine here. Clodsire is super nice for Lantern, and yeah, I still have 100% HP, which means I can survive 2 serves. Looking very good. There's one of the main reasons I really like Clodsire. It's so good versus Vigoroth, versus Lantern, and those are 2 Pokemon I just really dislike. That's why, honestly, that's why I start running Clodsire. I just made a list of all the Pokemon I dislike in this meta, which are Vigoroth, Lantern, Steelix, are 3 of them, and Clodsire does very well there. So Clodsire it is. Okay, Skarmory. Skarmory is another Pokemon I really dislike, and it is kind of a Pokemon I decided to ignore with this team. I have 3 Pokemon that lose to Skarmory, pretty much. But all 3 have a lot of play, especially Lickitung. If you have a very bulky Lickitung, you can win the zeros here, which mine does. I have a very bulky one. So I should be looking... well, I win zeros if they don't go for Brave Bird. If they go for double Sky Attack, I win zeros. But even if you don't have that bulky of a Lickitung, and your Lickitung goes down here, that's fine, because you can just farm down the Skarmory with Zapdos. Well, look at that. Yeah, my Lickitung is just insane. Survives that Sky Attack on literally 1 HP, gets off the Body Slam, and I win Switch. Insane. If that doesn't happen for you, just farm down with Zapdos. That's fine as well. Out comes Clodsire now. Clodsire, honestly, a little trouble for my squad, especially with that little bit of energy lead. But luckily this is a Poison Sting variant, which means that my Mudshot variant just does slightly better versus them. However, 1 Earthquake still won't knock out from either, so... Also, another thing, the reason I like... Well, first off, the reason I don't bring out Zapdos versus this Clodsire is because it's just a bad matchup. But also, whenever you haven't seen a Vigoroth yet on a team, you can expect there to be Vigoroth, alright? That's a general rule of thumb. If you haven't seen a Vigoroth yet, expect a Vigoroth and save your Zapdos. That's the way you play this team. So in this case, I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna let Clodsire go. I expect the Vigoroth. Put it all on Zapdos, and there it is. My opponent even feels confident enough to just straight up switch into their Vigoroth, not expecting me to have like a great response. But I do have a great response. We have Galarian Zapdos, alright? And we just fully farm this down. That Clodsire pretty much dry on energy, so I can just double close combat at this point. No worries about getting hit by a Stone Edge or whatever, or a Sludge Bomb, as we easily outpace here. And since the Clodsire is deep into the red, even resisted, this close combat easily knocks out GG. Oh, another Vigoroth lead. Oh yeah, this is not something I did in the first game, but later on I realized into Vigoroth lead, you actually want to throw 1 lick before switching into your Clodsire, because generally you're going to stay in and Body Slam. What that means, what doing that 1 lick does for you, is that you align... or you make your Mudshot and counter synchronous, pretty much. So you're gonna sneak a full Mudshot through during their Body Slam. Whereas if you don't throw that lick, the Mudshot and counter are staggered, which means if they throw a Body Slam immediately, you're not gonna get your Mudshot through. So in the end, you're gonna get 5 Mudshots when they throw that Body Slam, in both cases. But in the first case, where you actually throw that lick into the Vigoroth, you're gonna have an extra lick. So it's pretty much a lick for free. Oh, you take a little bit of counter damage on your Lickitung, but that's fine. That 1 lick of energy might come in clutch at some point. Honestly, I doubt it will really come in clutch. But you know, these little plays are what you need to win just a tiny percentage more of games. Anyway, look at this game. Look at this game. Galarian Zapdos taking these sparks like a champ, being able to build up the double close combat. Throwing the both back to back, very important. You don't throw your close combat sooner than you have to, because otherwise you're going to take a lot of damage from sparks once you're debuffed. And yeah, because of the extra licks I did, I think I just reached a Body Slam. So let's go. We take out the Vigoroth GG. Okay, another Vigoroth lead. Oh, this time I didn't do the lick. This was one of the earlier games then. But yeah, as you can see, I still got like 5 Mudshots now, but I just didn't get the lick. So it's suboptimal what I just did. Anyway, out comes Tropius. This is kind of fine. I don't have Poison Sting, which makes this worse, but I'm feeling okay here if I can get a shield advantage. But I have no clue what could be in the back at this point, honestly. But I kind of just want to keep shields for Galarian Zapdos. We can still take a Leaf Blade here. So I'll just let this go. Go for another Stone Edge. They could have thrown their Leaf Blade immediately, but they don't, which puts me in a great spot there, because at this point I can just let Clodsire go. They let that go, and I'm like, oh, can I Mudshot this down? And I wasn't sure. I didn't want to go to do 0 shields when I have a Galarian Zapdos, because Galarian Zapdos with 0 shields still wasn't that good versus Vigoroth. So I decided, let's just keep the shields. And try to win with Galarian Zapdos, but unfortunately they have Trevenant in the back, and this I just can't beat. Had I gone for Switch, I think I would have been fine, so I should have probably gone for that. You might also think, well, if you have Brave Bird, you will win this, and probably correct, but I do think that Close Combat and Ancient Power is the way to go. You haven't seen me throw many Ancient Powers just yet, but trust me, Ancient Power has come in very, very, very clutch into pretty much every game I face at Talonflame. So, and I feel like there's been more games I've faced Talonflames in than games I've faced Trevenant or Decidueye in to hit with Brave Bird. So, and it's also a good bait move. You also have a chance for a boost. So I think Ancient Power overall has proven to be extremely, extremely useful. And Close Combat is just, it's just necessary. Close Combat is 100% necessary. So Close Combat, Ancient Power, in my opinion, the way to go. But if you want to just destroy some stuff with Brave Bird, I mean, I respect that as well. Anyway, with top left, that match was just game over. Okay, Lantern lead. Very, very nice for Lickitung. Well, I wouldn't say very, very nice. This is, I would say, a positive matchup for Lickitung, but Lantern still so much player. Thunderbolt does a lot of damage. They bring out Vigoroth here. This is honestly something I've seen very often, where they will throw a Thunderbolt into my Lickitung and then switch it to Vigoroth. So be prepared for a Vigoroth pivot there. It's kind of slow, my switch to Zapdos this time. I decided to throw Ancient Power here. There's like 2 ways you can go here. You can either go for a shield and then farm down, or throw an attack on CMP with their second Body Slam. With Lantern lead, I like to go this route, as I have 2 answers for Lantern. So if they do decide to shield, which they did here, it puts me in an incredible spot, as I can just bring out Clodsire, farm all the way down. I'm gonna have to take a couple Body Slams in the process, but Clodsire is so bulky that it doesn't really mind. Okay, they have a Bomb Snow in the back. Just kind of iffy, but should be fine. Another thing you could do, so the Lantern, Abomasnow, Vigoroth line has been pretty common. I've seen it a lot. So if you do see Lantern lead into Vigoroth pivot, you could definitely also consider bringing out your Clodsire there, because that just sets up your Zapdos onto the Abomasnow later, which would make the game even easier. But I would generally still recommend you go Zapdos into Vigoroth, because let's say they have something else in the back, like I don't know what, like a Skarmory or a Talonflame, then you know, going Clod would kind of lose you the game. So overall, I would recommend Zapdos, but going in Clodsire versus Vigoroth is definitely not a bad play either. Anyway, this was an easy game. GG. Alright, Altaria lead. First, pretty much every neutral lead, you just want to stay in with Lickitung. The reason why that I think has been working out so well is because both Zapdos and Clodsire do very well to Vigoroth. So, and like I said, whenever you don't see a Vigoroth in the lead, it's probably going to be in the back. And if you have Zapdos and Clodsire in the back, which both kind of destroy Vigoroth, you're pretty much playing 2-1, or let's say 2-1.5 Pokemon, which automatically puts you in a pretty good position no matter what their backline is. Unless they have a Core Breaker for Zapdos and Clodsire, but they're kind of rare. Like the Decidueye in the back is kind of tough, but that's about it. Besides that, there's nothing really that takes out both Zapdos and Clodsire really well. I let Licky go there. We go for a Mudshot down. Very, a lot of energy on my Clodsire now. Very ambitious play, but we get there. We get the farm down, and then we get an Earthquake on the Quagsire, which they do shield up, which is awesome, because now, again, we get Zapdos in that 2-1 shield scenario, where we love it. Bring it out into the Quag. Out comes Talonflame now, and this is super fine. This is why I really like having Ancient Power on Galarian Zapdos. This is also where Galarian Zapdos is better than, let's say, a Lantern. Or Lantern, no. A Heracross. Because Heracross can't do this. It does have Rock Blast, by the way. If you were in Heracross, I would recommend you go Rock Blast and Close Combat. So pretty much the same moveset. But you could just get Incinerated down. However, Heracross would be better against Lantern. So it's a give and take. It really is a give and take. Anyway, we're just taking names here. Quagsire gets taken out. GG. But yeah, overall, I do prefer Galarian Zapdos, I think, for the Talonflame. But there's a lot of Lantern around as well, and that's where Heracross or Buzzwole even would do better. All right, another Skarmory lead. Oh, this is one of the awkward matchups. Again, I don't have like a great response to Skarm, so I was just stay into the lead. Throw Body Slams here. I think they're gonna. Is this the one where they switch to Whiscash at some point? Yeah, I go for double Body Slam here. Honestly, I should have overfarmed more up until they were like at the Sky Attack. Now I have like no energy to throw into this Whiscash, and it's a regular Whiscash. If there was a Shadow, I wouldn't be that worried because counters will do so much. But since it's regular, that's kind of scary. Just gonna go for a bait here, take a shield, then I'll bring out my Galarian Zapdos. The issue here is I can bring out Galarian Zapdos, but there's still a Skarmory as well. And Clodsire is not that good for Skarmory. Now Skarmory is in Stone Edge range, so it's like not the worst, but it's not great either. So I think looking back at this, once the Whiscash came out, I should just came in straight to Galarian Zapdos. Would have put me in a slightly better position, I think. Still fine though. Get off close combat, takes out the Whiscash. What comes out now? It's Lantern. Water Gun Lantern, which makes this worse. I mean, I do get to a close combat now, which is nice. Fortunately, they let it go though. Not great. Still, it means I need the 2 charge attacks still with my Claw. Or I go and Licky Tongue. Yeah, I go Licky Tongue. I go for the Body Slam here, hoping they shield. And if they don't shield, that's I think okay too, because I can Mitchell down then. But yeah, since it's Water Gun, it's just gonna do so much more damage versus my Clodsire. Get off a Surf. Now, Surf takes like 13 or 14 turns, and the second Stone Edge only 12 turns. I was worried they were going to catch here, so I don't throw. But then that just allows them to get to the Brave Bird here. I should have just thrown immediately, because if they caught, it would have been fine. I would have still outpaced the Lantern. On the other hand, though, let's say they stayed in with Lantern. Maybe that was also what I was worried about. Yeah, I think I was also worried about them. I needed to hit the Stone Edge onto the Skarmory immediately. So I thrown immediately there would have given me the win, I think, because the Stone Edge were knocked out and then I outpaced the Lantern. But let's say they stay in with Lantern and I Stone Edge the Lantern, then the Skarmory still just outpaces me to a Brave Bird. So honestly, the end game was kind of iffy. My Wincon there was just throwing the Stone Edge immediately, expecting it to switch into Skarm, but unfortunately, I wasn't so smart and didn't do that. All right, Charjabug in the lead here. Neutral matchup. You stay in with Licky Tongue. I win this. That's nice. Out comes Skarm. Ooh, I really thought I was gonna survive that Steel Wing there, so I don't end up throwing my Body Slam, trying to go for optimal timing, but yeah, well, that didn't work out. Definitely should have thrown my Body Slam earlier. I was kind of, I didn't quite know what to do there though. Skarmory, when it's in a back like that and farming down a Pokemon, it's pretty scary for this team. But yeah, definitely just go for the Body Slam and bring out Zapdos. That's the 100% the right way to play it though. What do you know? Another Lantern now onto my Claw. This is good stuff though. Really like Claw in this matchup, as you can survive two Surfs. Get the double Earthquake. Now the thing I'm worried about here is that the Skarmory has energy already. Would outpace my Zapdos most likely. If I shield this, like let's say I shield this next Surf, the Skarmory will likely just sweep me. So I pretty much can't shield it. I have to just try to sweep with Zapdos here. So I need to get to a close combat, and then enough energy to outpace the Skarmory. But I've got to be honest, I didn't really count the Skarmory. So I'm just gonna build up the double close combat and hope it's enough at this point. They switch out Skarmory now though, which allows you to over. Oh, maybe I did know the count. These medals were from 2 days ago, right? But anyway, I overfarmed perfectly right before the Sky Attack. Let's just say it was right before the Sky Attack, okay? We take out the Skarmory. Bye-bye. And then we take out that Lantern too. Nice game. Nice game. Well played. Passed, though. Well played. GG. Alright, Whiscash lead. Wow. I don't know. This looks faster for some reason, but I think it's just normal. Maybe it's faster. It looks very fast. What's going on? Anyway, we'll keep it like this. It's fine. Oh, this is very awkward. Again, another situation where I was like, what the heck do I do? Whiscash lead, that's great. Out comes Skarmory. Okay, I should have switched in my Zapdos instantly, is what I should have done. That's what I should have done. But now I just made it very awkward. Now I have to bring out Claude versus Skarmory, which is... That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. They get the double Brave Bird too. Luckily, Claude is God. And it survives 2 Brave Birds. Gets to the Stone Edge. Knocks out the Skarmory. Only give like 1 Mud Shot of farm to the Whiscash. Not bad. Now we're just going to try to go for a full farm down. I don't think I counted. I should have thrown Close Combat before this Scald. But I didn't. Big mistake. Now, we're just going to go for the full farm down. I'm so lucky. I don't get any debuffs. That's great. Oh, I catch. Maybe I was counting. Maybe I was counting. Good catch. Good catch. Just gotta hope it's something weak to fighting in the back. No, it's Tentacruel. We lose the game. Yeah, Tentacruel is kind of tough for Zapdos for sure. So, with 2 shields, we just top left that. GG. Alright, another Lantern lead. Again, always expect a Vigoroth to switch in at any moment. But if they don't, throw the Power Whip right before they can get to the Surf here. Just put on the pressure. They shield that up. That's fine. You can get the double Power Whip easy. I never shield in this matchup. I don't think it's worth it. Because you get the double Power Whip. Unless you have a very bad Lickitung. If you have a very bad Lickitung, you probably won't get there. Which, it's probably... I wouldn't even know how to play it then. Probably just let Lickitung go still, because you want that 2-to-1 shield scenario Galarian Zapdos, okay? When in doubt, just go for a 2-to-1 shield scenario Zapdos, okay? That's how this team works. That's just how this team works. Okay, they bring out Trevenant. Usually, when someone is, like, goes for a switch advantage like that, and then they give up switch advantage, it means they have a stronger answer to whatever you just brought in the back. So I stay in. Also because Zapdos sucks versus Trevenant. But let's say it wasn't Trevenant. You stay in with Claude. In those kind of scenarios, you stay in with Claude. In this case, my opponent actually had Talonflame. So it's actually not that strong versus Claude Sire. But still, I'm looking very, very fine here. I got Ancient Power on my Zapdos. Now, I know they're now one... Okay, wait. Pause. How do I pause? I knew they threw 1 Incinerate before dipping out, which means they're still 1 Incinerate away from their next charge attack. Which means I need to be 2 counters away from my Ancient Power to be able to knock out the Talonflame. So overfarmed exactly enough here versus the Lantern so that I would be exactly 2 away from the Ancient Power onto the Talonflame. And I take it out. GG. That was it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, I really do recommend this team. It's a lot of fun. Of course, Galarian Zapdos is very difficult to get, but again, Heracross or Buzzwole can be very nice substitutes, and Heracross is currently in raid, so definitely go fetch one of those if you don't have one already. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you next one. Good luck with your battle trainers.